Hey, this is your girl, Miss Ruby V, and let me tell you, my mind has been so enlightened on the books that I've been able to read lately, from Michelle Obama's Becoming and my morning guided meditations. This is just my time I'm able to carve out just for me. I always get the question, how do I have time to read? Well, let's just say the Audible changed the game for me. You can choose from thousands of titles, allowing you to listen while commuting, cooking, exercising, gardening, or relaxing at home. Get your 2 free audiobooks and get your me time back. Visit audibletrial.com/The Boom Bap Hour. Again, audibletrial.com/The Boom Bap Hour. Get your 2 free books today. So we just need to go ahead and get that popping.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, we're going to get into these Bizzo Studio stories.
What's poppin',
And as
man?
I said earlier in the show, everyone knows I'm from Philly. Grew up in Philly.
Okay.
So this week's Bizzo Studio Stories is one about the Roots.
Oh, shit.
Like I said, rest in peace, Malik B, M. Militant. They was my peoples. Like, growing up in the hip hop in Philly, of course we all met each other on the way up, right? So the story that I have about them is, I was part of this group, right?
Okay.
And I was, I DJ, I scratch, I do all of that. I'm like what you would consider a scratch competition DJ, right?
Right.
So there's a radio station in Philly called WKDU, and it's Drexel University. It's their college radio station. So on Sundays at 1 o'clock, they used to have a hip hop show.
Okay.
And it was this dude, he's a Philadelphia hip hop legend. His name is Cosmic Kev. He's on Power 99, which is the iHeart station, I assume, in Philly, right?
Okay.
And he's been on there for like 20 years. But prior to that, he was on this college radio station called WKDU, right? And every Sunday they would have a hip hop show. And they would invite people to come up. So this particular week, me and my group was going up there. We was called BOC, right?
Okay.
Brothers Out of Control. I don't know why I was doing that.
Cool.
Anyway, so there's this guy Cosmic Kev. He also does what I'm talking about, scratch competition DJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we get up to the station and we're like, our DJ at the time, my name wasn't Bizzo, my name was Scotty B. Right?
Okay.
And he was like, our DJ Scotty B will kill anybody, right? So they had this dude that used to be up there. His name was Wax Spinner, right? And I was going to battle him, right? So, but so this was supposed to be the following week that I'm supposed to battle this dude, right? So I'm like, bet. So we all up at the station, and my guys that are in the group, they rap, right? So then these guys come walking in, and it's like, they look like a ragtag bunch. It's like a short dude, right?
Okay.
And he's dressed like kind of bummy. This is in the early 90s too, y'all, right?
Okay.
He's dressed kind of bummy, right? Then there's a taller dude who's kind of heavier, right? But not that heavy. But he's got an afro,
Okay.
right? And he's carrying drums, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a white dude, and he's got a big ass bass, like one of them orchestral basses that you see in an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? One of them big giant joints like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we like, who is these niggas, right?
Right.
So they start setting up, right?
Right.
And the dude, they talking about him. They like, yo, we got these dudes coming up here. They call it the Square Roots. So we was like, looking at them, we was like, oh, I guess that's the reason why they call themselves the Square fucking Roots, because they squares. Look at these niggas, right?
Right.
Because this is like the 90s when it's like Timberlands and baggy jeans and big sweatshirts. You know what I'm saying? So, but these niggas not dressed like that at all, right?
Okay.
Like they got on Vans. Like they look like skaters.
Wow.
Right? So, they set up the shit, right? And then this is the time when this song that is called "DeWitt" by Gangstar. I don't know if y'all remember this song, but it starts off Greg and Greg and CEEE. Right, that song right there, and the way the beat go doom doom doom, doom doom. Right, so this song is big at this time, right? So, yo, these dudes set up their little equipment, and then the little white dude, he on the bass drum, he just start.
Always wanted to be the next podcast star? So what's the holdup? If you're looking for the easiest way to make your podcast, then listen up. Anchor gives you everything you need to make your podcast in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. Creation tools allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. And that's not all. They'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. And you can easily make more money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Ready for your voice to be heard across the globe? So what are you waiting for? Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm, ANCHOR.FM to get started today.
Playing that bass line on the bass. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. So we like, oh, okay, white boy, okay.
Right? Getting it.
So then the drummer guy, who is Questlove, right?
Okay. This is cool.
All he got is like a snare kick and a hi-hat and a crash. That's all he got, right?
Wow. Okay.
And he started playing the drum pattern from that song. So we like, oh, shit, right? And then fucking Black Thought
comes in.
He just starts rapping, dog, and we like, yeah.
Wow.
So we all sitting there in amazement. They call it the square roots.
I love that. Square. Now I get that. The square roots. Okay.
Right. And also, like, it's mathematical too. So it's like
exactly.
These niggas is dumb nerds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not dumb nerds because that's an oxymoron, but anyway. These niggas started playing and fucked everybody up, yo. I was like, yo, mind blown. Who are these guys? And they ended up being signed by this guy who was the host of that show. His name was Rich. Okay. So they all met, and then he was like, I want to manage y'all. And then they put out an album called Organics. Right?
Oh, okay.
And then that led to them getting signed and putting out an album called Do You Want More, which everybody knows as The Roots.
Right.
Wow.
Because they were like, scrap that square shit.
Okay.
Wow, that's dope, son.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Wow.
But yeah, that's how I met the Roots as they are today. I mean, then after that, they got Malik B. They got more people. They got Scott Storch. You know what I'm saying? So the band, but this was the original incarnation of them niggas, and they was the Square Roots.
Wow. That's so cool. But like, look, when they first walked in, y'all didn't even know they was gonna do it like that.
They was some square ass niggas. So we was like, this ain't hip hop. What was this?
Yo, in that documentary, he said that. He said they had to work to get their way up.
To get their way up, right?
Mm-hmm. He said they was some square ass niggas.
Listen to me. But they knew they had it from day one, meaning like this is pre-Diggable Planets, I think.
Ooh, because that was when Diggable Planets won at 90. Wait, okay.
Like when I'm hearing this, when I'm talking about these Square Root niggas, right? This is before I heard Diggable Planets, and I was like, damn, I think they might be copying off.
Oh,
these
see,
niggas.
we never knew that.
You know what I'm saying? And the Roots have always just been a band. You know what I'm saying? But they have always been, sound-wise, able to compete with people, like the production style of hip-hop throughout time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always sound like they still was sampling. Because this nigga, Questlove, like, he had a fucking super knowledge of the groove, the drum groove. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And Tariq and Malik. Now, listen, Malik was the better MC when they first started. He was the one, like, because he was not corny. Okay. He was not a nerd.
Okay.
Okay. So, and he was from West Oak Lane, right? So we knew him too. So But because he was not a nerd, he didn't progress with the group. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he was like, yo, fuck that. I don't want to do all that shit. I'm good.
Okay.
Y'all niggas go ahead and do that road shit. Because then they went overseas and like they would be on tour 340 days out the year.
Thanks.
And he was like, I don't want that life, man. I'm good.
So he didn't want to do that.
Right. So that's why towards the end of their career, you know, towards the latter part of the Roots, you didn't see him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like after like maybe the second album, you ain't see him.
Right. So he was
that's
a founding
like
member.
when they took off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when they had You Got Me. And then You Got Me just went
bananas.
But before that, you know, they had Distortion and Static. They had all these songs that was on Rap City, but wasn't on like, you know, MTV.
Like the mainstream.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they was on you know, independent.
They was on the joint.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's my root story.
Well, that's a dope story. Yes. Man, have y'all you know, Tory